welcome to the Wealthy LaLa Show with myself, Laurie Larson. Today's episode 177-2. How are ya? How you doing? How you be today? Excuse me. Anyways, okay. So we're just going to carry on. So yesterday I was talking about running on empty, overcome your childhood emotional neglect book by Dr. Jonice Webb. And started off talking about understanding the purpose and value of your emotions. And so the second part, let's see, there's a few. Identifying and naming your feelings. Emotions can do a variety of interesting things when they're pushed underground or ignored. They can become physical symptoms like GI distress, headaches, or back pain, turn into depression, causing problems with eating, sleep, memory, concentration, or socialization. Sap your energy, cause you to explode at random times. I did talk about that yesterday. Or blow up over nothing. Aggravate anxiety or panic attacks. Keep your relationships and friendships superficial or lacking in depth. Make you feel empty and unfulfilled. Cause you to question the purpose and value of your own life. So to me, like, emotions are like the flavor of our lives. And so if we just ate food all the time that had absolutely no flavor, it would take away so much. You'd kind of like, well, what's the point of eating? Right? And I'm actually getting that that's where emotions are like the flavor of life. Let's see here. Yeah, there's just one part that just sort of refers to a story, but without you guys having heard the story, it doesn't really just, she was just referring to a person who had what alexithymia, which alexithymia, most of us have never heard of it before. Where does she say what it is again here? Just one sec. Okay, I had to look up the definition for this alexithymia because it does refer to it in the book, and I just couldn't find the example here. But alexithymia is a subclinical phenomenon involving a lack of emotional awareness, or more specifically, difficulty in identifying and describing feelings and in distinguishing feelings from the bodily sensations. So what I find is just really interesting about that is that these undifferentiated internalized feelings that show up as alexithymia, and I did refer this to yesterday except without the word, they festered inside of him and emerged only as anger and irritation. And then, a person doesn't even know what these are, right? So it's like I said, it causes you to explode at random times or blow up over nothing, aggravate, you just get an anxiety attack out of nothing. Well, that's actually information. So the first step to stopping or preventing any of the above from happening to you is learning to recognize your feelings and put them into words. There is something almost magical about saying, I feel sad, I am frustrated, I was hurt when you did that. When you identify and name your feelings to yourself or to another person, you are taking the wheel and stepping on the gas. You are taking something from the inside and putting it on the outside. You are making the unknown known. You are taking charge. And you are making the most of a valuable resource, your emotions, your fuel for life. And I'm just getting the awareness as I'm reading this. I think this would be amazing to have this kind of a class in school where kids are taught that it's okay to have emotions, that it's normal, it's physiologically normal for them to have emotions, that we're all different with it, and that it's not wrong. And then we're taught to be taught the self-resilience, having the awareness of it, the connection to it, the importance of it, and then how to handle them. Like, imagine, oh God, that would be freaking amazing. Like, just seriously amazing. Gosh. Okay, so the part 3, she says, learning to self-monitor your feelings. So identifying and putting words to feelings is a skill. Just like any other skill, it has to be worked at and it requires effort to develop. Here we will learn an exercise that will help you do just that. When you're first practicing this exercise, it will be important to be in a room alone, free from all distractions. So, so this is called the identifying and naming exercise. So step 1, so you want to close your eyes, picture a blank screen. So just do this. If you're sitting there or if you're able to do this right now, just do this for yourself. So close your eyes, picture a blank screen that takes over your mind, banishing all thoughts. So focus all your attention on the screen, turning your attention inward. Step 2, so ask yourself the question, what am I feeling right now? Now, another thing that I've learned is that if you say truth in front of a question, it will help you know what's actually true for you. So truth, what am I feeling right now? And for me, I feel okay. I I know I had talked yesterday about how the night before I'd had a night that was, from being triggered, and then it brought up a lot of feelings, and it wasn't something I was aware that it bothered me, but I didn't actually take the time to see if it was something that required some attention, and it did. So it woke me up in the middle of the night, which is okay. And then I then, was able to work through it with that. Okay, so ask yourself the question. So number 1, picture a blank screen that takes over your mind, banishing all thoughts. Focus all of your attention on the screen, turning your attention inward. Step 2, ask yourself the question, what am I feeling right now? Okay, step 3, focus on your internal experience. Be aware of any thoughts that might pop into your head and erase them quickly. Keep your focus on what am I feeling right now? And you can so easily, what pops into my head is this is such a waste of time. I don't know what I'm feeling. Just acknowledge those thoughts and then let them go and just keep going back, committing to yourself, loving yourself enough to do this. What am I feeling right now? Step 4, try to identify feeling words to express it. You may need more than one word. And so step 5, if you're having a difficult time identifying feelings, skim through the feeling word list. So there's a feeling word list at the back of this book, but you can actually just even go on the internet and look for feelings, okay? Just type in feeling words and boom, Mm-hmm. Just had to drink of my smoothie. And then see if one or more words jump out at you, because if this is something you don't have a muscle on, it's okay to use outside resources to assist you in what's going on within you. And I remember when I first started doing this kind of stuff, I remember thinking, how am I ever going to learn this stuff? And just one foot in front of the other, you keep choosing it, the universe has your back. And the next thing you know, you look back, it's like learning how to type, you just know how to do it. And you're like, wow, I remember when it was such a struggle. Or even learning how to drive. You remember you had to think about the steering wheel and the gas pedal and the brake and looking behind you and shoulder checking and, speed limits and signs and other drivers. And then it became one day where you could just do it with ease, right? Okay, so step 6, when a feeling word seems like it might be accurate, you're ready to move on to the next step, which is trying to figure out why you are feeling that. Because there's information in that. It's beautiful to know, I'm feeling sad, is the example they use here. Why would I be feeling sad right now? And determining the reasons behind a feeling can be difficult for many people, especially with those with emotional neglect. Asking yourself questions about the feeling can help you understand why you are feeling it. So they give an example, okay? And let's suppose that the feeling you identified is sadness. Then you would then close your eyes again, turn your attention inward, and ask yourself as many of the following questions as needed to develop an understanding of the feeling. What's going on in my life right now that might make me feel sad? Has something happened recently to upset me? Has something sad or troubling from the past been brought back up by recent events? Is this feeling of sadness familiar to me? Have I felt this sadness often before? If so, when and why? Is this an underlying feeling that's often within me? If so, what happened in my past that may have caused it in the beginning? So she goes on to say, this exercise may seem simple, but it's not easy. Emotionally neglected people often have a great difficulty sitting with themselves, and that's a requirement for this exercise to work. And that's why it came up for me in yesterday's show about my meditation being so challenging, is that for me, I want to avoid sitting with myself, and yet it's the very thing I require and need more than anything right now. So it seems very hard when you first attempt it, or even impossible. You must keep trying. Some people have found it helpful to take a yoga or meditation class to help build the internal focus skills that are so important here. You are forcing your brain to perform several activities that are novel. In essence, you are bringing new neural networks which get stronger and perform better and better each time you do it, even when you're not successful. And this is what Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about and is proving scientifically with his studies of meditation and focus and awareness. And that when we do it, even in a bad, like today, or yesterday felt like a bad meditation day for me, I was still building new neural networks with my continued commitment to keep going back to it, to pulling back to it, to not judge myself. I got a little frustrated, but going back to it, going back to it, going back to it, going back to it, focusing on myself, loving myself enough to do it, telling my body to settle, just like a wild horse. No, stop, stay, and it does. In essence, you will be forging new neural networks which get stronger and perform better and better each time you do it, even when you are not successful. And she said the goal is to become gradually but more able to focus inward, so you will be naturally tuned into your emotions as they occur. When this awareness starts to happen, you will finally have access to all the power that your emotions bring you. And power in a beautiful way, in a constructive way, in a way that creates greater for you. And you will be, a lot of that was what I said, and you will be released from the destructive, burdensome labor of suppressing them. And if you're one of those people that's like, I don't have a problem knowing what my feelings are, I know what they are. It's like, and then it's like you maybe vomit them out to all over you and everybody around you. Is there still a recognition of the why this is going on? Because I just find that when we take the time, the sweet time to be with ourselves and really look at this and like reparent ourselves in these areas, look at these emotions. What's going on in your world? Where did this come from? What do we need to do to change it? And sometimes it's just being present with it. And there can be different things. And again, like even in the book, she suggests, you can do yoga, you can do meditation, you can go for counseling if it's something that you require for depending on what the subject is for you. But really, really take the time to honor yourself and honor what is going on in your world so that these emotions that you have are not being used against you. You're not using them against you. Like, just how incredibly kind is that for you to be able to choose that for yourself, to be that for yourself, and to have that for yourself. So anyway, so again, the book is Running on Empty, Overcome Your Childhood Emotional Neglect with Jonice Webb. This is in chapter 6. And who knows, I may keep going further because I seriously love this stuff. And I know that I love it because it was something that was lacking for me. And so this self-discovery with it all is just juicy. It's kind of like those people that, they finally quit smoking and then all of a sudden they're big anti-smokers. I know that's not a very good example, but, sometimes they can be really, get excited and passionate about their newfound awareness, right? And then, that's like me with this. So, well, you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. And I may surprise you tomorrow with some more. Tomorrow's mini card reading, so maybe not. We'll see. Maybe Thursday we'll continue. Give you a break on that emotional neglect stuff, eh? Lighten it up. All right. You guys take care. Bye-bye.